Is it something about, do you think it's something about the comedy lifestyle, particularly the traveling touring comedian, that makes you more susceptible to certain health issues like blood pressure, like stroke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because any job where you're traveling on the road, the biggest challenge you're going to have is eating correctly.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge because for the most part, I mean, most fast food is not good for you.
Right.
Restaurant eating has changed a lot, and you can make some healthy choices. But even say 30, 40 years ago, the plate sizes at restaurants were different. Now there's huge plates, so there's a tendency to overeat. Okay. Then, of course, you have your hours are different when you're a comedian and whatnot. And then, being a comedian, you can attest to this. I mean, I would imagine that's a stressful job. I mean, I could not, if I had to go up on stage and tell like I'd be having a panic attack in the back. I mean, it's like there's no way I could do that. No way.
Right.
I'm like, how do you guys do that? So I would imagine the stressors. So then what happens is most people manage their stress through bad habits. They smoke. They drink too much alcohol. They don't get good sleep.
Chocolate, sweets.
Exactly, all that. And then all that stuff sort of builds up. And what ends up happening in those situations is that when you start feeling some of the symptoms related to whatever that disease is, it has progressed to the point where it's in what I call a danger zone. Meaning, let's take heart disease, a heart attack.
Right.
So the process of having a heart attack typically starts 10 to 15 years prior to the event.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because basically a heart attack is when one of the major blood vessels going to your heart gets blocked with cholesterol.
Right.
Okay. That does not happen in a year.
Wow.
It starts when we're younger. And gradually over time, the plaque builds up, plaque builds up, plaque builds up.
Wow.
So that the vessels going to the heart get more narrow. And then what happens with a heart attack is one of those plaques, it just breaks off.
Wow.
It breaks off, it floats up to a narrow area in the heart and blocks the blood flow. That's what a heart attack is. That's simply what it is.
Wow.
So
the plaque from the wall of the heart.
Right. The blood vessel.
Right. Interesting.
Breaks off, and now if you have enough lack of narrowing in that blood vessel, in other words, if it's not too tight, that little piece may just break off, and you may have a mild heart attack.
Right.
If it breaks off and you already have a tight area and it completely occludes, in other words, completely blocks it, where you can't get blood flow to the heart tissue, that's what causes a heart attack.